located in the north end of Halifax. We're always looking for volunteers and new members, and definitely looking for new ideas. So be sure to check out our website at ecologyaction.ca or call 429-2202. If you're interested in joining one of our committees, we have 7 of them, and they are marine issues, transportation issues, food action issues, energy issues, coastal issues, wilderness issues, and built environment. You can get in touch with us by emailing outreach at ecologyaction.ca or calling 429-2202.
Resistance Radio is an original program produced in 3 languages covering popular movements and resistance struggles at home, on Turtle Island, in Latin America, and beyond. Each week features a community or group struggling for justice, dignity, or self-determination against colonialism, capitalism, and globalization. Music on the show is from Canada and the world by radical and political songwriters and artists, celebrating resistance, direct action, and promoting consciousness and reflection on social realities and struggles. News, analysis, and culture. Resistance Radio, 5:30 to 6 p.m. every Tuesday on CKDU 88.1 FM in Halifax.
You're listening to the Unified Field with your host, Mr. Justin Brown.
Yes, you are. Welcome back to the Unified Field. Thank you, Zarvox. We are talking about 2012. Doomsday or Dumbsday? That is the question. 2012. Year of the great cosmic mystery to some. Just another passing year to others. Everyone seems to have an opinion about this most interesting date. But what is really going on? And what is really going to happen? To answer these questions, I thought we'd go straight to the meat and potatoes, as we from Cape Breton Island say, and offer a number of theories and insights. Some scientific, some prophetic, and then there's me in between, giving my opinion on what I think of the subject and the articles and stories therein. The first question we have to ask is, why all the hype? What's so special about the winter solstice date of December 21st, 2012? To answer these questions, we need to look at a number of things. The biggest draw coming from the Mayan calendar, sometimes referred to as the Aztec sun disk or calendar. But who were the Maya? And did they or any other group have prophecies of their own? This article comes from HowStuffWorks.com. The Mayans originated in a region called Mesoamerica, or Middle America. This region lies in between Mexico and South America, and was home to many other cultures, including the Aztec, Olmec, Teotihuacan, and Toltec. The Mayans lived in what are today's Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, El Salvador, and southern Mexico, Yucatan, Campeche, Quintana Roo, Tabasco, and Chiapas. They lived in this area from circa 2000 BCE to the 1400s until suddenly their civilization disappeared, the likes of which we don't fully understand. It's a very, very interesting story, that of the Maya. And we're all still trying to comprehend that. Before we get into the calendar system, I want to share the prophecies of the Maya as interpreted by Adashakti.com. Many scholars have a similar deciphering of many of the Maya prophecies, like Jaime Maussan, the Mexican former television journalist for Mexico's version of 60 Minutes, who has honed his investigative skills in his quest as truth seeker, whom I really enjoy, by the way, who you should check out if you haven't heard of Jaime Maussan. He's crossing barriers in a whole bunch of different directions. He's got a lot of interesting insight. This prophecy, however, in particular, is leaning a bit heavy on the utopian outcome sort of scenario, but nonetheless is more of my interpretation of the modern self-evolution scenario, synchronistic to the time, and I feel it hits the idea on the head of what the Maya were trying to say. That being said, here's the article from www.december21st2012.com, published through adashakti.com. We're living today in the cusp of the Mayan end times, the end of a galactic day or time period spanning thousands of years. One galactic day of 25,625 years is divided into 5 cycles of 5,125 years. The great cycle of the Mayan long count calendar ends on the winter solstice of 2012 AD. Following Mayan concepts of cyclic time and world age transitions, this is as much about beginnings as it is about endings. In fact, it was considered by the ancient Mayans to signify the creation of a new world age. We are almost at the end of the 5th and final 5,125-year cycle. Many of us are aware of the Mayan calendar, but not many people truly understand what it means and how it works. Yes, the calendar does end on December 21st, 2012, friends. But what does it mean? How does it come to that? And what is their calendar based off of? The Mayans had a very precise understanding of our solar system cycles and believed that these cycles coincided with our spiritual and collective unconscious and conscious. Which is very interesting. I mean, the Mayans really delved deep into a number of different realms and all kind of came together in a unified field of their own. The most significant of which has to do with the 2012 prophecies. In the following writing, we'll walk through the main details of their prophecies surrounding the 2012 transition, how the transition takes place from an astronomical perspective, what it means for us, and when the cycle takes place. We'll start with the basic prophecies and later move deeper into the explanation of the cycles. The Mayans prophesied that from 1999 we will have 13 years to realize the changes in our conscious attitude to stray from the path of self-destruction and instead move on to a path that opens our consciousness to integrate us with all that exists. The Mayans knew that our sun, or Kunich Ahau, every so often synchronized with the enormous central galaxy, and from this central galaxy received a spark of light which causes the sun to shine more intensely, producing what our scientists call solar flares, as well as changes in the sun's magnetic field. The Mayans say that this happens every 5,125 years. But also that this causes a displacement in the Earth's rotation, and because of this movement, great catastrophes would be produced. The Mayans believe that the universal processes, like the breathing of the galaxy, are cycles that never change. What changes is the consciousness of man that passes through it, always in a process toward more perfection. Based on their observations, the Mayans predicted that from the initial date of the start of their civilization, for Ahau, 8 Kamku, which is 3113 BC, after one cycle being completed 5,125 years in their future, December 21st, 2012, the sun, having received a powerful ray of synchronizing light from the center of the galaxy, would change its polarity, which would produce a great cosmic event that would propel humankind to be ready to cross into a new era, the Golden Age. It is after this that the Mayans say we will be ready to go through the door that was left by them, transforming our civilization based on fear to a vibration much higher in harmony. Only from our individual efforts could we avoid the path to the great cataclysm that our planet will suffer to start a new era, the 6th cycle of the sun. The Mayan civilization was in the 5th cycle of the sun, and there were 4 other great civilizations before them that were destroyed by great natural disasters. They believed that each cycle was just one stage in the collective consciousness of humanity. In the last cataclysm of the Mayans, the civilization was destroyed by a great flood that left little survivors, of which were their descendants.